Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025. Commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations and celebrations. Today, we are celebrating and commemorating international and national commemorations. Like Women's Equality Day is commemorated today on August 26th in the US. The right to vote, the cornerstone of democracy, belongs to all citizens. But this wasn't always the case until recently. Most countries denied voting rights to half of their population, that is, women. To claim their voice, women began agitating for the right to vote in the early 19th century. In the US, decisions about who could vote were left up to the states. The 19th Amendment, ratified in 1920, ensures voting rights for everyone, regardless of gender. Today, Women's Equality celebrates the achievement of women's rights activists and reminds us of the unique daily struggles that women face. To make sure women are not oppressed by anyone, we need to empower them with education and to support their education. They require funds that can help build a base for their strong future. So, the continuous struggle for women's participation and equality in all spheres of life and society, observed on Women's Equality Day on August 26th. So, Women's Equality Day, celebrated every August 26, commemorates the passage of women's suffrage in the US and reminds us that the hurdles overcome by the heroic women who face voiceless and discrimination to propel the women's movement forward. In the early 19th century, American women who generally couldn't inherit property and made half of the man's wages in any available jobs began organizing to demand political rights and representation. By the early 1990s, several countries, including Finland, New Zealand, and the UK, United Kingdom, had legalized voting for women as the movement continued to sweep across the world. In the US, the 19th Amendment to the Constitution was first introduced in 1878, but it failed to gain traction. It wasn't until women's involvement in the World War I effort made their contributions painfully obvious that women's suffrage finally gained enough support. Women's rights groups pointed out the hypocrisy of fighting for democracy in Europe while denying it to half of the American citizens at home. Because a constitutional amendment requires approval from two-thirds of the states, 36 of them had to ratify the 19th Amendment before its passage. The deciding vote is that Tennessee legislature came from Harry Tickburn, a young state representative whose mother's plea to support amendment became a deciding factor in his vote, which he switched at the last minute. Women aren't done fighting for equal rights. Today, the wage gap between men and women still impacts women's economic power, and gender based discrimination still plagues workplaces and business transactions. So, to remind us of the struggles of the past, present, and future, Congress designated August 26th as Women's Equality Day in 1971. Today is also commemorated as National Dog Day. In US on August 26th every year, and we are getting ready to celebrate all our furry friends in the best ways possible. Can you believe that our furry friends have been with us for more than 14,000 years and plus? Thanks goodness for that, because we would do it without man's best. It's time to pull out the cake and pictures of your pup and share your love for them with the world. So, National Dog Day was first established in 2004 by the pet and family lifestyle advocate Colin Page. The aim of promoting this day is to raise awareness about adopting these animals who are currently in rescue centers. In addition, on this day, promote dog ownership of all breeds, pure and mixed, embrace National Dog Day as an opportunity for all dogs to live a safe, happy, and abuse-free life. Dogs are man's best friend for a reason, so why not celebrate? These furry friends range in all shapes, sizes, and breeds. There is a dog out there for everyone, whether you like big dogs or small dogs. Every pup should be celebrated on National Dog Day. So this day was created in 2004 by Colin Page, a pet family and lifestyle expert and animal advocate. She created this day so that all dogs can be celebrated and also to draw attention to the number of dogs in shelters and to encourage adoption to those who have yet to find a place to call home. August 26th is significant to Colin because it is the day her family adopted her Sheltie when she was 10 years old. Since the first celebration in 2004, National Dog Day has grown and is now celebrated across the world. In 2030, the day was written into New York legislation and can be seen on the New York State Senate's website. To spread the word further, those that oversee the day has joined forces with many rescue partners, including the Humane Society of the United States and the West Coast Labrador Retriever Rescue. Together, they draw attention to the number of dogs that are without home and try to actively encourage people searching for a dog to visit an adoption shelter instead of a pet store. Since the first day back in 2004, it is estimated that approximately 1 million dogs have been saved through adoption. In the US, for dog owners, they aren't looking to add to their family. National Dog Day has become a day for treating their friend like legend. They are enjoying the connection that we built up with dogs over thousands of years. So Colin Page, the founder of this day, also uses the day to draw attention to the multiple ways in which dogs contribute towards our society, from putting their lives on the line to help enforcement track down bombs or drug dealers to providing assistance for those who need it. Dogs play an important role. Nowadays, dogs can identify cancer in patients. So, National Dog Day has been using its platform to encourage dog ownership in all breeds, mixed and pure, and continuously pushes for all dogs to be allowed to live happy and abuse free lives. National Dog Day is on the upward trajectory and continues to grow in popularity. It is widely covered in the media each year, and rescue homes are all important exposure. They need to get their messages across. Whether you choose to celebrate volunteering at a rescue home or making a donation to a shelter or by giving furry friend an extra big cuddle. Make sure you spend this day acknowledging just how awesome dogs were and are. Today is also commemorated as National Spark the World Day in US on August 26th. Lights up our calendar annually, just as fun as this holiday sounds. Its purpose is even more interesting and fulfilling. This day was created to appreciate the people who go the extra mile to inspire others and spark them up to greatness. Before your hopes get dashed, we are not just talking about professionals such as motivational speakers who make their full time job. Ordinary individuals like you and us can also be honorees on this special day. This day was created by speaker, author, and life coach Simon T. Bailey to encourage each of us to be the source of inspiration to others. It is all about honoring those who proactively go out of their way to be a source of inspiration to others, thereby encouraging others to do the same. A common and well known example of such individuals can be seen in the lives of motivational speakers. These professionals make it their lifelong mission to impact as many lives as they can through inspiring words and techniques. They provoke you to push the envelope, put your struggles aside, and reach for the stars. Motivational speakers have existed throughout history in various forms. You can find them in ancient history through religious, spiritual, and practical philosophies and texts. You can also find them in more modern times through the lives of monumental people in history, like Ralph Waldo Emerson and the founder of this day, Simon T. Bailey. So Bailey is a speaker, author, life coach, and entrepreneur. He boasts of an admirable career in hospitality and was a former sales director of the Disney Institute for Walt Disney Company. He is the founder of Brilliance Institute and Simon T. Bailey International. Although motivational speakers are the easiest point of reference for inspirational outreach, we can all be part of the movement by encouraging the people around us to reach for a better version of themselves. Every day, Bailey created this day to honor those who light a spark in others, encouraging us all of those footsteps. Today is also commemorated as National Webmistress Day on August 26th in US. Every year, a way of celebrating the invisible heroes who make and develop your favorite websites. A mistress is a web mistress is a woman, usually an engineer, who is responsible for designing, developing, marketing, or maintaining a website. In fact, a web mistress can be any woman who is involved in the smooth functioning of anything that we see on the internet. The day also recognizes STEM education among women and inspires young students to venture into the fields that no one has dared to. It's a day to celebrate innovation, resilience, creativity, and gender equality. You must have heard a lot talking about webmasters, those clever men who work really hard to make the internet what it is, so much so that one would think that only men are responsible for the smooth functioning of our favorite websites. So, National Webmistress Day reminds that in our quest to praise only webmasters, we end up forgetting the contributions of women in the same field. And that's why we need to familiarize ourselves with what or who a web mistress is. So, a web mistress is a woman who develops and maintains websites, may also be involved in developing and marketing the website to the digital marketplace. Thus, the origin of the term webmistress is simply an extension of webmaster. However, Kat Valentine made them official when she purchased webmistress.com and started working under the title in 1995. Today, the website recognizes the contribution of women in tech and encourages young women to pursue career in the same. Since then, thousands of women all across the world have adopted the title and identify themselves as webmistress at the organizations. So, National Webmistress Day stresses that this job title be given legitimacy and tech companies across the world should adopt it a position. The day also aims at removing the stigma associated with women in digital spaces and in the workforce at large. So the next time you visit your favorite website, you might want to find out who is responsible for designing and maintaining. And you will be surprised to find how often it is a webmaster or a webmistress. Today is also commemorated as Mother Teresa birthday on August 26th, 2025, named Agnes Jongsha Bojakshua, who was born on August 26, 1910. Her commitment to the helping humanity is known and admired all around the world, especially as a Christian missionary. She was also very much successful in promoting Christianity across the world and also converting masses into Christianity. So Mother Teresa dedicated her life to caring for the poorest people in India, and she became the nun at 16. From the young age, she made it her mission to aid those who needed in the most and also converted many people into Christianity. She had been awarded a Nobel Peace for her exceptional help to the world. And charity is one aspect that we are appreciating. The other aspect is, as being missionary, she also promoted her religion and converted many into her religion, that is Christianity, in the name of charity and various activities. So the woman known as Mother Mary Teresa Bojakshua was born in 1910 in Skopje, North Macedonia. Her parents were Roman Catholics and she was raised as such. From a young age, Mother Teresa became fascinated by the stories of missionaries helping those in need around the world. By age 12, she had already decided to dedicate her life to the Roman Catholic religion and be a missionary. When she turned 18, she decided to become a nun, and Mother Teresa moved to Ireland and she joined Sisters of Loreto at Loreto Abbey, and there she learned to speak English. In 1929, Mother Teresa traveled from Ireland to India to teach at a girls' school. From there, she started her charity and also a missionary to convert people and promote Christianity. So it was 1946 when Mother Teresa's life changed forever. She took a train ride from Calcutta to Darjeeling, and on that ride, she received what she expressed as a call within a call. She found her life's purpose to help disadvantaged people living in the slums of Calcutta, and this led to her becoming one of the greatest missionaries of all time, and that spread across the nation and very much in bringing up these charity models, or especially in a term of business charity models or conversion models in the name of charity. And in 1950, Mother Teresa founded a religious congregation that has very much propagated Christianity and conversion of people into Christianity. The missionaries of charity, members of the congregation, take a vow of chastity, poverty, and obedience. Today, the missionaries of charity has over 5,000 nuns and volunteers helping in 133 countries around the world. The congregation offers homes for those dying of HIV, AIDS, leprosy, and tuberculosis. It also runs soup kitchens, schools for abandoned children, mobile clinics, and provides services to the communities, often ending up in conversion after the charity. So in 1979, Mother Teresa received the Nobel Prize for her work and services to the world. Mother Teresa died on September 5th, 1997, at age 87. In 2016, Pope Francis recognized Mother Teresa as a saint. Today is also commemorated as National Toilet Paper Day in US on August 26. The essential item is used by Americans, followed by other countries across the globe, creating a crisis of trees felling and deforestation. One of the times that we realize the importance of this often overlooked item is when we enter a public restroom and realize there is no toilet paper. Not long ago, toilet paper used to come in multiple colors. Now many countries are using only toilet paper along with a bidet. Before the advent of toilet paper from at least 79 AD until the fall of the Roman Empire, the Romans cleaned themselves with a tensorium, a type of sponge, or after relieving themselves. It was made of a sea sponge on a stick, and they would simply rinse it off and leave it for the next person. It wasn't until 1857 that toilet paper began being sold in the USA. The first toilet paper was loose, flat sheets of paper. Then in 1930, the Germans invented the perforated rolls we have today, consisting of 1,000 small sheets that were separated by a perforation. In the 1960s, toilet paper came in different colors, especially in pink and green, to match the bathroom hues. In early 2000s, colored toilet paper rolls started to exit from the market, but they can still be found in some parts of the world. Americans love their toilet paper though and use it most out of any other country. Though this can be attributed to the fact that some countries prefer using a bidet over toilet paper to clean up. Toilet paper has even made its marks in several television series and movies. It is often used for decoration during Halloween or when people play a prank on others by covering houses or cars with it. The simple invention has a really strong footing in people's lives and it's likely to stay for years to come. But today is also commemorated as the beginning of Ganesh Chaturthi from tomorrow onwards. So the preparations are going in full swing, especially today, to make arrangements for tomorrow's festival, Ganesh Chaturthi or Vinayak Chaturthi or Ganesh Chavti, whatever name it is called, even as obstacle remover day, which is a 10-day festival held to honor the Hindu god of intelligence, wisdom, knowledge, Lord Ganesha. The day usually falls in Gregorian months of August or September and is observed with a prayer, public and private display of Ganesha idols, the chanting of Vedic hymns and fasting on the final day of the festival. An idol of Ganesh is carried in a public procession and plunged into a nearby body of water. When the clay dissolves, it is believed Ganesha returns to the Shiva. Ganesh Chaturthi is celebrated across the world, especially in India, with grand fervor, pomp and glory, and as well as Hindu diaspora across the world. The birth of Lord Ganesha has two origins. The first is that he was born while the goddess Parvati was taking her bath. Ganesha, a child at home, was asked by Shiva to guard the door while his partner Parvati finished her bath. When Shiva returned later, Ganesh denied him access to his home, so enraging Lord Shiva and causing him to chop off Ganesha's head. Distressed and heartbroken by this incident, goddess Parvati demanded that a new head be found for Ganesha. All that was managed to be found was an elephant head, which was then placed on the body of Ganesha. The second version is also like telling us that Ganesha was a conscious creation of Lord Shiva and goddess Parvati upon command from the greater heavenly entities. Ganesha's purpose was to block the path of demonic entities. So this is both are true in the same, they follow a sequence. First, the divine purpose of existence and the creation as such. So it is widely believed that Ganesh Chaturthi was celebrated for the first time when Shatavahana Rashtra and Chalukya dynasties ruled between 271 BC and 1110 AD publicly in a grand manner. Even before that also, these celebrations were happening. So even in 1600, the founder of Maratha Empire, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, celebrates Ganesh Chaturthi zealously. So freedom fighter Bal Gangadhar Tilak arranges a grand public celebration of Ganesh Chaturthi to unite Indians against the British in 1893, and the Kambli family in Mumbai design and create the Ganpati idols and statues since 1935. So Ganesh Chaturthi is celebrated annually to mark the birth of Lord Ganesha and the god of new beginnings and a fresh start. The elephant-headed god, Lord Ganesha, was born human but was decapitated by the Lord Shiva. He was then regenerated with a new head by the goddess Parvati, giving rebirth to Lord Ganesha. So for Lord Ganesha's arrival, you want your home to have positive energy to maximize on these blessings. Clean your house thoroughly, decorate it and create an aura of good energy. Get an idol of Lord Ganesha or prepare yourself or have it placed on your home before the festivities begin. These idols are worshipped and later immersed in water. So always prefer eco-friendly, biodegradable materials for making Ganesha, and even traditionally also Ganesha has to be prepared from natural eco-friendly materials like flour or mud or clay or with materials like plant-based material like coconut or anything, but not anything else, especially idols made from plaster of Paris or cement or any other material is not the worthy of worship. So don't use such material. Only use eco-friendly and biodegradable material so that there is no harm to the environment. And all the festivals, especially all the celebrations, are environment friendly by nature. That is the greatness of Sanatana Dharma. So they will not promote non-violence, they will not promote destruction, and they will not promote devastation of nature or environment for that matter, anyone. So pray to Ganesh, seek the pleasure of Lord Ganesha during the festival days, Navratri. So starting from tomorrow, worship him with great devotion and host prayer services at your home, bhajans, organizing kirtans, and puja services every day, morning and evening. So the first celebration of the festival on record dates back to era of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. The Lord Ganeshas are worshipped across the world by Hindu diaspora and Indian diaspora. Lord Ganesha is worshipped in China, Cambodia, Thailand, Nepal. Lord Ganesha is printed on Indonesia's 20,000 rupees note currency. So the deity Kangi 10 is worshipped in China, which is a figure with two elephant heads. So it is considered unlucky to sight the moon during the festival of Ganesh Chaturthi, so avoid looking at the moon. So Ganesh Chaturthi is all about seeking blessings from the Lord Ganesh, welcoming his arrival and hosting grand celebration for 10 days, taking inventory of all the good and bad things in our lifestyle and creating a balance for the next year. So this event signifies the new beginnings. So abundance in wealth, health, and prosperity are sought among. Ganesh Chaturthi is also celebrated in various communities, though it is a major Hindu community festival throughout the world. During this festival, there is a feeling of unity among Hindus and elves who feel closer to their home country by practicing faith and participating in grand festivities, spreading the joy and health and well-being. So Onam is being celebrated in this week. So celebrating the rice harvest, Onam, one of the three primary celebrations along with Vishu, Tiruvatrai, originating in the Indian state of Kerala. The legend goes to the king Mahabali brought forth a golden era during his reign over Kerala. Despite his ego, he passed a test set forth by Vishnu, proving that his devotion to the people. So Onam celebration celebrates Mahabali's annual homecoming through a 10-day festival that includes a variety of traditions such as Valam Kali, boat races, Pulikali, that is tiger dances, Onatalu, that is martial arts, and 9-course vegetarian feast called Onasadhya. On the last day, the festival takes place 10 days before Tiruonam during the month of the festival takes place 10 days before the Tiruonam during the month of Chingam, which typically falls between August and September. This festival is observed during the month of Chingam on the Malayalam calendar, which is typically between August and September. So Onam starts on 26th of this month. Onam is a 10-day festival that is observed in Hindu culture and as well as Hindu diaspora and Indian diaspora. It is a harvest festival that welcomes the mythical King Mahabali. Mahabali was a demon, but renowned for his generosity and good heart. His popularity incited jealousy in the gods, so they asked Lord Vishnu, to help them. As Mahabali was a devout worshipper of Lord Vishnu, the latter aided the gods in their cause but did not initiate a battle with Mahabali. Lord Vishnu transfigured into a Brahmin dwarf named Vamana and headed to Mahabali's kingdom with a request to have the right over a property measuring 3 paces. Mahabali obliged and fulfilled the Vamana's wish. The 10 days of Onam are Atam, Chaitra, Chodi, Vishakam, Anizam, Triketa, Moolam, Puradam, Uttradam, Tiruvonam. Tiruvonam is the most important day of the festival. Several large events mark the festival. Pookolam is a tradition of designing flowers using colored powder in front of houses. Unakalikal refers to all the games that are played throughout the festival. These include Talapantukali with the ball, Ambayar or archery, and the Vallamkali boat race in which boatmen compete. So women participate in traditional folk dances, which are among the biggest attractions of the festival. The dances and synchronized performances are in honor of the King Mahabali and his arrival. The elephant procession is the peak of the festival with decorated elephants parading and dancing with people at the place of position. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us in today's commemoration. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link with different commemorations and celebrations. And we wish you all happy Vinayak Chauthi in advance, and may the Lord Ganesha remove all the obstacles in your life, in your career, in your profession, and bring you what is best for you, and wishing you all the success for your future endeavors. And let's all together worship Lord Ganesha and pray for the peace, harmony. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form, which has been shared in the form of polls. Take care. Good night.